I'm Neil Graffin and I'm a senior lecturer in law at the Open University. I want to discuss here some of my research in immigration and asylum law, which really focuses in on the lived experiences of asylum practitioners on a daily basis, and the fact that they have to work with often traumatised individuals and hear traumatised narratives, and the effect that that subsequently has on their relationship with their clients, their own well-being, and in respect of their ability to carry out legal representation. So I conducted a project in 2017 which was a small-scale empirical project with the aim of investigating perceptions of emotional trauma and burnout amongst asylum practitioners. The idea behind this was to ascertain the effect that this might have with respect to their work, and it was viewed beforehand that if practitioners were burnt out and traumatised, first of all that this is an ethical issue, but as I've suggested, one which could impact on the service that they're providing to clients. I was also very aware of the effects of BASPO and cost of legal aid and how they were affecting the sector generally. So the initial study was of 10 asylum practitioners in England and the Republic of Ireland. A range of practitioners were interviewed, including early career to well-established solicitors and OISC advisors, and an inductive thematic analysis was used to analyse this data. So participants were asked about their work with asylum clients, their response to asylum narratives, their approach to their work, and additionally their training and education, which I touched upon in a separate publication. So no one spoke of secondary trauma, but poor mental health was discussed by many participants as pervading the sector, and this is something which pervades the legal sector in a wider sense, which has been the subject of more recent work which I've conducted on the legal profession generally. A number of participants noted they had experienced burnout, highlighting that a lot of people within the sector do, and it was described that this was not just a phenomenon ascribed to listening or working with traumatised people. Participants also discussed external factors such as cost of legal aid, as I had hypothesised, and heavy caseloads as impacting on their well-being. Participants discussed the lack of persons staying within the role, and this is particularly problematic really in immigration and asylum, because it's a very complex area of law and one which individuals need a lot of experience to get to grips really with the complexities of this particular area. Some observations were made about not giving all when experiencing burnout and how this could affect the quality of legal representation presented or given to their clients. Some participants discussed an inability to draw a boundary between themselves and their clients and described how they were emotionally affected by the work they performed. Some discussed how they would take work home with them, think about it in the evening or over a number of days. And some of the participants discussed how they were affected by a certain type of work. For example, one participant discussed how she was particularly affected by cases of sexual violence or FGM. It was noted that by some that they had an aversion to the news, explaining that media representations of their clients negatively impact upon them. And they also explained that the feeling of not being able to do more for their clients was very frustrating and particularly a worry for them. Some of the participants also discussed being alienated from their clients, but it was noted that this could actually have a positive effect, that it could actually be a protective mechanism to allow them not to get too emotionally invested in their work so they could continue within their role. But others saw that it could have detrimental effects, such as depersonalising the clients, making them more of a case than an actual person, and this might mean that they wouldn't go the extra mile, for example, with their clients. It was also felt that sometimes when you become alienated, that you become case hardened, and after a period of time you may not believe your client, which again could affect the ability of clients or of legal representatives to go that extra mile for them or to potentially do their role. Again, cynicism was viewed to be a good thing in some respects because it made practitioners consider all aspects of their client's story to get into the minds of the suspicious caseworker. So this was a particularly interesting aspect of the role, the actual role of cynicism and actually being something which is beneficial. And And really these were some of the initial findings from the research. I've only got 5 minutes today, and I've explained this in recent conference papers at the SLS, but if you do want to hear more about my work, please do contact me at neil.graffin@open.ac.uk. Thank you.